cozy. Just making some eyes, still here, out here, and probably should try to get this. I don't have a tripod that's small enough for the desk, so I've just kind of been roughing it, but good enough. So I've just been making them the same way. I finally made a little short just showing up close. Really excited for the pink eyes. Pink eyes. And the super iridescent ones. The iridescent ones, I used really thin glitter, so I'm curious to see if I'll be able to, yeah, cool. And I also want to see how resin to tape, like resin straight to tape goes. Really excited for those. Look at that. A lot of shine on those. If I had black glitter, I feel like it would be a little more ideal. I feel like mini contacts. And I do have this kind of taupey, purpley brown that I've been using, kind of the darkest color I have currently, but they're really nicely domed, if you don't mind me saying so myself. It's just one tiny little bead of resin. I lost my little bead bowl that allows me to dump it easily, but this will do. And I use just painter's tape. It keeps the glitter in place. Larger glitter, I could use just the silicone matte and they kind of stay a little better. These are about to be deadly. Really nice shine on the pink ones, kind of reminded me of bunny eyes or mouse eyes. And I really wish I had just small black. I totally forgot when I was at Hobby Lobby to look for glitter. They have 150 different craft sections. They have a whole aisle for stained glass, for UV resin, and each aisle, a lot of the different craft sections anyway, has glitter. So, and some has like the same bottles of glitter in this section as a section across the store. So you really got to look in every single section as to not miss exactly what you need for your purpose. Because if the UV resin section doesn't have it, then weird. One just fell off of its, interesting. If the UV resin section doesn't have it, maybe the kind of regular arts and crafts section will have it. Like, surprisingly, the jewelry section didn't have any feathers. Maybe one or two, like, feathered tassels to add to earrings. And those were like $8 for 2. And the basic craft section, where you have your pom-poms, your Elmer's glue, had tons of packs of feathers. Dirt cheap. And then on the other side of the store, the same feathers, but with wire going down the rib of the feather. And those were like $2 each for florists. So you gotta really look in every single section, which I have no problem doing, so I love that store. It is huge and full of all different types of supplies and tools I've never seen or heard of or experienced with yet. And I do want to try to do resin on tape, because then I can make specific sizes, just pretty much whatever size the dome of resin would be the size, because I have sequins and glitter and look at that nice little healthy pile of fish eyes, and it's super easy. I might take the bike out to don't drop. I might take the bike out today to try to find maybe if there's any fresh bits. Still trying to find rooster feathers. Every single lure I really want to make has rooster feathers, and I just don't know what to use as a substitute. I have these kind of hackly feathers, nice and long, so I'm trying to figure out ways to flatten it. Ooh, excuse me. Hello, Yellow Beard, James Gimson. Oh, hello, Fiercesight, and Steer to ruin it. These, I'm trying to flatten them so I could put 2 going this way, and then 2 the opposite way to make some really nice bait fish. But I can't get them to flatten out. I was thinking maybe when I put it on the hook itself, I want a nice taper. And I know in water it will flatten itself out. I really want to get some flattened. It comes on a giant thing, so I'm thinking maybe a hot iron or a hair straightener with some parchment paper in between the feathers on low heat will do the trick. Nice. Re-upped on eyes. And I'm making more. And I do want to make some more crustacean eyes because I don't have enough to work with. My mom is actually going to be spending the night at the hospital tonight, so I have another day to make some bulk to work on while there. And the mono eyes are definitely my favorite. And I was thinking of doing blue with pink. So let me get that first before I forget. Oh, I forgot. It's 15 pound. It's a little thin, but I'm just gonna pull some off. Oops. Can never work on one thing at a time, so might as well stay true to that. Got some 30 pounds, and I was using the 40 pound for some nice big boys. However, running a little low, and I use that for leaders, so I'm trying to be a little what is that word? Frugal. So let's try to do like the same size. And I still don't know if I prefer making them connected or not. Oh, you know what? I do need... I felt that slip. I shouldn't have cut it. I'm just trying to make them as uniform as possible. I do need some 40 pound because there's this really nice crab pattern that I really want to try, and it uses the tip, I'm guessing, of like a hen feather. I could be totally wrong. So I drew it upside down on this hook, but you could see the round kind of shell-shaped feather, and then some of those like thin feathers, which I might be able to use the tips of these for those crab arms, or the front bits. And I've noticed that, is this it? No, this is it. I noticed the eyes were like a bar, so I want to make a few of those. And I feel like the, oh man, I piled a bunch of stuff on my beads. Yikes. That's quite alright. I found my mom a bag at Goodwill that I think she'll really like. I was looking for more supplies, didn't find many. But it was brand new and it looks like something she really... Alright, here you go. Okay. A ton of seed beads. I'm really glad I was hoarding these forever because I could really imitate pretty much whatever I can try. Nice shrimpy colors. I really want to do some pinkish and black, of course. Which I'll probably need these larger ones. Well, let me see first. Where is that 40 pounds? Hope everyone's having a beautiful day. I'm still waiting on news. Yep, perfect. So, staying busy. I really want to head out on the bike to get some bones and stuff like that. Make a few bucks off of some local forageables. So it's that time of year that The bones sell like hotcakes, so, you know. I am a vendor at heart. Is there a way also to flatten mono? I'm sure maybe hot water. So, oh, thank you, Yellow Beer James Gibson. I'm trying to figure out how to I don't know, I feel weird saying promote and stuff because I don't really know what I'm promoting. But I don't have a lighter. Shoot, I'm gonna have to grab a lighter real quick. Well, the bags under my eyes are just getting bigger and bigger every day. That's alright. Human life. Oh yeah. I just cut a piece, but no matter. Don't want the center rib to be too long because my feathers aren't too long. I have everything packed. However, I think where they blow these. Okay, maybe not. Oh no, I dropped the string in the bag. It's alright. Oh yes, I have them. I don't know how I'm gonna get more of these online. Didn't see them at Hobby Lobby. I don't know what exactly they're from, unfortunately, currently, but I call them shell tops. I can't really see. Yeah, see that round? So, I'll pull one out. Probably not gonna make one yet because I want to see the process, like when to attach what, when. Pull that too. Probably will need two for that extra rigid. Maybe not. Maybe I could put resin on it. So using that shell top, it's the closest I have currently to the pattern. And then you add the eyes. And at least that's what I've gathered thus far. And this is the closest feathers that I have that I feel like I could succeed with that pattern. If anybody knows what kind of feathers these are, I'll put it to show again. Nice iridescence or opalescence. Really nice, really nice color. The air conditioning at my parents' house, I believe, is still down, and their elderly cat that is slowly transitioning to the next world is still hanging on. So it's gonna be an intense visit. Oh, I need my. Do I? Yeah. It just makes it easier to have something to press the metal on. Beep. It's just a piece of copper that I put in the vise, and it's really nice to get really tight bends and wire. So ever since I started making wire jewelry, you could just hit it and like get really clean, really good bends. Oh yeah, and then I could, okay, I have to add the beads. I already forgot, rotten memory, the channel that I learned this from. think it's something angler. If you look up like a better way to make crustacean eyes, that's how I found it. And that just makes a flat bit on the end that is really easy to color with Sharpie. Can't really see, but nice flat like a nail or a head pin. So let me make some more before. Where did I put it? Really easy to create these. And these will be for the shell top feathers. There's a spot called Hobby Lobby, Resource Depot in West Palm Beach. I plan on trying to make a trek out there when I'm down in Lake Worth. It's a discount secondhand craft store. Been dying to go there for years. For some reason, just never made it. And it's one of those stores that have been recommended. I checked out like by any human I've come in contact with in person, essentially, and never got there. And they give you a basket, you fill the basket. I'm not sure if they do it by weight or what, but they have supplies for everyone. And Resource Depot. Oh, maybe a little bit bigger. I don't know the size of these seed beads, but they really are perfect for this 40 pound. All my other beads are much too small. Hello, Raphael Media. Making some crustacean eyes, as well as fish eyes. Bouncing in between the two, as you do. Making little barbells or dumbbells. Ew. Crustacean eyes. And you could leave that tip just clear, however, some red. When you point a flashlight at like shrimp, I'm not sure about crabs, I know shrimp. It's got a nice red, it reflects red. So you can see all these red eyes being shot out of the inlet. A good time to to go shrimping. I haven't been yet, but I've been really trying to pay attention to how it's done. And I noticed on a low tide, or not low tide, I'm sorry, outgoing tide, and the shrimp, I don't know if they lose their grip or what, they get kind of sucked out into the ocean, but under bridges and inlets, it's a great place to have a flashlight and a net handy. I mean, unless she's busy that day. I have little beaver stuck in my head. That song. I don't remember if he was discovered by Jocko or just played with them and or what. I know there's a Jocko Association. Really great musician called Little Beaver. The song that gets stuck in my head all the time is I Can Dig It, Baby. Little Beaver. Oh, lost the Sharpie. Really easy to pump a bunch of these out. And let me just get these last few ones done and start curing away. Maybe a little bit more. Try to get pretty uniform with the beads. Seed beads, unless they're delicas, are not very uniform. They're made by way of producing tubes of glass and then cut into tiny little bits. And they could be pretty ununiform. However, for beadwork, sometimes you need just one last bead, and if you don't have much room, you could go for a thin little one or a chunky one. And delicas are much more uniform and really nice if you want to produce pixel art with beadwork. They're quite pricey. I only have a few colors. I have to grab some more beads because these are a little deformed. But no judgment, just maybe these two will do. Because this is the last little bit of line anyway. Oh, I should have done. Maybe I will. Oh, I don't know if they're gonna fit actually. They might. Hey, they fit. Neat. Do some pink ones. These are kind of more of a magenta. And instead of red for the pupil, I will do black. Oh, my stuff is packed up, so I'm like a little more scattered than usual. But when I go down to my hometown, I never really know how long I'm going to be there. Sometimes I plan on for a few days and I stay a few weeks. And so I like to be nice and prepared. And I'm going to bring the cart. I have pipe here. However, I already cut like angles in the PVC that I have on hand. And I really want to keep them as is because this is what I hit in sand. Just PVC pipe with the angle. And I could cut this into 2 pieces and add this to the cart because I really want 4 holders minimum. However, these are really useful as is, so I think I'm going to just wait until I'm at my parents' house, considering they have ample cuts of PVC in the backyard. Irrigation. So I'm gonna do the pink ones first. Oh, I should wear a mask. Well, let me just do the pink ones first. There was a boat parade, and I'm still heavily entertained by the comments of the, you know, but the year is almost over. Every 4 years I get really excited for the end of the year. Then I could go back to being besties. I think I made this one too blobby, but that's okay. Hello, Pimp Jim. It's not fully cured. I just do that to like get at least it tacked into place. Is that what you call tacked? You're subtle as a brook and a small on my back. So what is that from? So let's end this call, end this conversation. Ooh. Seeing more guts and jellyfish. Oh my god, it's brand new. Or Taking Back Sunday, depending on who you ask. And some oldie. was in middle school once. So what I do is grab one of these little guys. Bam. But if I put that down, they're gonna touch. So I grab a bigger one, and it's just like that. And then that way I could put it on the desk. Dang it. I'd rather a cured resin block on my dress than a sticky one, so. I better get a mask. I got my Gucci mask on. Okay. Finished these, and then at least I'll have a few of these to mess with. Which I'm not going to go overboard on crustacean eyes because there's a few things that I really want. And, feather-wise. Huh. Why is that not wanting to do what I want it to? You think you got free will or something? Huh. It's like the mono is rejecting the resin's advances. Tacky, tacky, tacky. Smaller, it's a little more difficult to keep beads in place. But it takes way less time to wait for something to be shipped, and it's way more affordable. I do want to get a pack of eyes at some point, just so I could kind of compare and see in person, get a little bit more understanding as to the objective. And I don't know what else. Mask is a little distracting. I hardly went anywhere during the whole shite show because there's just no way. I was pretty much at this desk the entire time. But look at how big those are. Big old crustacean eyes. Nice. I'm dying to get out there though. I'm getting really antsy. I just haven't been getting out much. I mean, granted, the last few weeks was a little hectic, but my parents are gonna be needing a lot of help around the house, so trying to get a little adventure in before I head out. And like I said, there are a lot of skulls back there that I want to get back and bleached and sold, because the stigma on bone collecting has rapidly decreased in the last few years, and I am not the best salesperson, but I'm dang good at marketing at times. And I used to make these kits, just like stuff that I grow and stuff like that. And I still have a bunch to, I really want to get it to the local botanicas. I really like going into botanicas and talking to the people. Really interesting people, and we grow a lot of the same plants. Beautiful cultures. Good. Tacky tack. Two more. Never pass up mini clothespins. These have been used for dozens of random activities. And hanging pictures. So, hitting that space between the mono end bead before the space between the, like, the head or the pupil and the bead helps it flow a lot more. That's what I've come to notice. I'll try to do this next one right by the camera. I can do any color combination. I haven't migrated to, I mean, I made the pink ones just now, but the red and black I've been kind of sticking to for now until I don't want to pop it. So I go here first, and then drag it down and do like a little spin around it. Helps keep that nice round shape, but also give it a taper, because that eyeball is just not suspended in space. It's connected to all the nerves, and it's connected. A little bit more on this side. See the like nice teardrop now. And it really keeps it on there. I have a fan on, so I do have the air circulating a good amount. Likely start like a start run capacitor. It's carbon part to fail. It's not start run capacitor. See, I know they've been getting it to work for the last time. It's a really old house, and my parents are very well. Not my mom's not, but repairing appliances. But my dad's really kind of how did you say, like rubber bands and thumbtacks, duct tape and rubber bands. I forgot what they say. But let me write that down. I have my page ready. And my uncle actually does ACs, industrial ACs. However, he moved to Pennsylvania last year. Might have been a little longer than that. Time's a void. Start run capacitor. Mommy. AC. Remind me of a story my uncle was doing. Oh, I forgot whose house it was. It's one of the like Florida legends, not legends, but like big names or whatever. And there was a lamp, and a stone broke off of it. And he's like, "Whoa, this looks like real, like raw diamonds." And the lady who owned it was just like, "Keep it." Long story short, it was, and he sold it for a good amount. Forgot how much. You never know. I really want to head up there. I really want to pan for gold. Oh my god, I want to pan for gold. Because eventually I will have a fly fishing pole, or fly fishing rod and reel. And find some moving water. Oh, that's something I know for a fact I could do for months straight. Anywhere that involves the sound of moving water, I always want to spend a lot of time in. And get a little rocket stove, ample lures to lose, make sure the underwater camera has space. Spend weeks out there. more. Really nice. It's so simple. Like, you could use this for stuffed animals. For people who are into making stuffed animals. Somebody made that song, Animals Malls. Animals Malls. Is that what they do? Still making more regular fit. Oh, I took the mask off. It's... None of them are made with a nice material. It's all this. Like, I don't even know what kind of material this is. It feels awful. It always feels wet for some reason. Even clothes that are made out of it, no way. I bought a few dresses on eBay because I like the print, and they came in not fabric. I did not wear them because I can't. I get that there's fabric aversions and stuff like that. However, I don't know if people realize, but the fabric is being made worse and worse and worse. It'll, like, a dressless fabric will make you sweat bullets. And then you're like, well, maybe I'll just save this for the winter, because if I'm sweating now, it might keep me warm. No, it doesn't. It's, like, specifically designed to be the most useless fabric ever created. I don't understand. Even if I did, I wouldn't allow myself, because it's not right. And these are the fish eyes. I make as many of these as possible because simply adding these, oh my god, for the simplicity and how I already have the materials, to at least make these kind of small ones, it's really brilliant. I do 2 at a time for 2 reasons that I am aware of. For not making a mess, and then I can make sure that I have pairs. Where is, alright. So these white sequins, or glitter rather, that one's a mess up. I just use ones that are slightly smaller than the white ones, allowing some of that white to pop out. You gotta really kind of shake your hand a lot to get that sequin to release itself. I try to get it with just the tip. I have wax pencils, but I can't seem to find them. I was doing some collages and I was using them for those, but I never put them back. The worst part is I got a 10-pack of them. They're like a regular pencil, looks like a colored pencil or a white colored pencil. However, it's not lead or pigment, it's wax. Nail salon artists use it to put those tiny little details on things. That's how I came across them. A lot of the tools and supplies used in nail art would be incredible for fly tying. Sometimes they're a little hard to watch with all the, like, abuse. Quite frankly, like, I don't really get my nails done. I can't because, like, reasons. But, the cuticles get, like, pushed. Ow. Ow. Like, I'll show some, like, regular, like, tips or fingertips, and then it'll, like, cut to, like, the finished product, and, like, the art and, like, techniques deployed and supplies used, fascinating. However, I can't help but notice the red pain present. Ow. And respect, I guess. Do 2 at a time. Bump, bump. Got some books on the way. Found one, shoreline fishing. by Lefty Cray. Do not breathe. Sometimes it'll be two sequins stuck onto each other. And these small sequins are very thin. Oh, putting my face right in the resin. God. My dream is to have one of those chambers with the gloves. Probably would be quite difficult to work with those thick gloves, but then this isn't escaping into the air, because it's really necessary, I feel, in a lot of the steps, and can't get around it. However, I use it so dang irresponsibly. I'm aware of it, but oh gracious, I don't know. Let's see within a few seconds. There's a bunch of eyes. Well, 2 pairs of eyes. The other ones I did before the stream. I keep this light on, and 5 pairs of crustacean eyes. I like the pink ones, so I think I'm gonna stick to the black ones because they're more multi-purpose. I feel pink ones aren't as vibrant as I planned. But again, it's not pink; it's more of a magenta. I have bright pink somewhere. I just have to find it, and it's wild. The week that I was gifted those beads, I was hunting everywhere for pink beads. For some reason, couldn't find any. And that was one of the most, there was more pink in there than any other color. It's just crazy how that worked. Sometimes you find exactly what you're looking for by way of it finding you. Oh, I need one more. Glad I spilled some over here. Very good, very nice. Oh yeah, absolutely. I will definitely be keeping all y'all updated on that, especially. I haven't heard anything today as far as results. My mom actually is waiting to be brought to the hospital, which is actually not very far from here. The local hospital didn't have ear, mouth, and nose doctor, and so they went to a farther one, and but they allow for overnight visits. I really want to go, of course, to see my father. However, that sounds so sick. I love visiting hospitals. Get into so many conversations. There's a lot of people that don't have any people visiting, and it's always nice to just kind of be present in spaces like that, because you never know like what type of conversations you'll get into, what kind of people you'll meet, what kind of stories you'll hear, and it's always a really soulfully fulfilling area to spend time. Plus, I have a weird thing for hospital food. I don't know what it is. Hospital food, train food, like yeah. Really into it. And yeah. What else? I'm sure they have a bunch of ponds, because it's kind of in a marshy area, and across the street from an expanse of cattle farms that I don't think they're farms anymore. I think it's all been sold to mass housing projects. It would be nice if it was like affordable housing, even though it would bug me out a little bit. It's like, oh, you're trying to get them all out here, huh? This is very reminiscent of, never mind, I mean, what happened in Palm Beach, and was it the Mr. and the fire? They thought it was dangerous to live right on the ocean. They realized nothing too awful was happening, and they wanted it. And a mysterious fire engulfed. And then that's when massive houses, beautiful houses, a lot of houses by Mediterranean revivals. So like Maurice Spaccio, who was known for wearing women's blouses. He was a really, really cool dude. And Addison Meisner. And Addison Meisner actually had a pet monkey named Johnny Brown. And Johnny Brown is buried on, oh, I already forgot the street. I always forget the street when I say it out loud. However, anyway, his hat is on display. The hat of the monkeys, Johnny Brown's hat, is on display at the old courthouse in downtown West Palm Beach, which is a museum. And I believe it's donation only, so you could just walk in and leave a little something in a box. No one checks it. And they even have a courtroom all set up so you could reenact your favorite Ion TV television shows. I love that spot. Anytime I was, you know, a little starved for some history, it was the closest, most impressive museum. And the old Florida room is my favorite. That's where Johnny Brown's hat is. And it shows how people would keep palm fronds by the front door to hit the mosquitoes off when they walked in, because the mosquitoes have always been an issue. It's a prehistoric strip of land down here. It's gorgeous. But yeah, it's a really good museum. And I believe it's just called the Old Courthouse. Something like that. Well, I mean, we all have ancestry. The only thing I'm aware of as far as my ancestry is German and Irish. And I'll never forget though, one of my dad's next door neighbor, not even my dad's friend, my dad's next door neighbor comes up to me downtown, Lake Worth, and asks me, "Oh, hello miss, what kind of part of Europe are you from?" I'm like, "Bro, you're my neighbor, like, what are you talking?" He didn't recognize me for some reason. Like, I guess, like, take the surrounding and switch it up a little bit. It could be somebody totally different. But it always made me laugh, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I look just like my mom. My mom, I wish I kept the pictures in here. I put them all in a bin, because I really gotta go through them. Quite depressing, though, because I had, like, the most charming, perfect little American family. However, I'm coming for you, Zantac. Just let me get some resources first. I'm just kidding. I don't know what I'm talking about. Zantac killed my grandpa. Swear to God. I'm just kidding. I can't. Indeed. And it's a... The pronunciation, the D is silent, unfortunately. Why couldn't the T be silent? The T looks like it would be silent, right? But it's not. The D is silent. Maybe we had, like, a dairy farm or something. I think there is a Tietz bar in some part of Germany. One of my cousins or somebody went. My cousin was a nanny in Germany for a really long time, and then became a chef on a boat. She has an obnoxiously adventurous life. I don't talk to her at all. It sucks, because she sees a lot, but bouncing around too much, and yeah, and contact is very difficult in between members of my family, but she is always on. Like, if anyone should have a channel in my family, it should be her. And hello, Banjo Jimbo. I don't know if I've ever shared this yet, but my grandma was actually a banjo master. I'm not sure what that entails, but she was a banjo master. She passed away sadly when I was, I believe, 1. I got to meet her once, and she was a chain smoker, painted all of her cars red. It didn't matter what color it came in. And my favorite story of her is she ran into a car, and with my grandpa and his sister in the back seat, and the cops was trying to get information from her, and she could not pay attention because she had a roast in the oven. And she's like, you know what, these are my kids, just tell them what you gotta tell me. I have a roast in the oven. She just ran down the street, and she's like 4 feet tall. And yeah, I can't remember where she was from. I believe she was from somewhere in New England, and then my grandpa was born in North Carolina, and then my grandma's from Minnesota. My mom's from North Carolina, and Camp Lejeune. She was born at Camp Lejeune. I'm sure everyone knows Camp Lejeune now because the commercials. But we actually tried, because she was born and raised on Camp Lejeune, but they denied her. But yeah, both my grandparents were based there, and my grandma developed film for the Marines, and my grandpa was a Marine photographer. So I have a lot of really incredible pictures that I keep stored away because I really want to frame them, and I don't want the corners to get. I could never find much information on my last name. I've even tried one of those websites, but it was so long ago. It was before I understood data farming. But I mean, we're all subject to that anyway, regardless if we put the information ourselves. Like, I'll be real. I'm just gonna say it. I regret registering to vote. Why is all my shit online like that? If I would have known, I would have never, you know. I was hanging out at the Masonic Lodge all the time anyway. It's not like, you know, I needed to register. That's where my zone, or what is that called when you're told, like, that's where I voted. That's where my voting station was. I don't know. I don't know if I would have done that. Because it's just a little weird to me. You see, like, my aunts and uncles. It's like, privacy, I laugh at a little bit. And especially when people ask me why I stream, or like, because at least it's on your terms, but everyone's data is already out there, and it's always been, even before, like, all this, like, hyper security and what is it, the thing that Obama rolled out? I forgot what it's called already. Like the NSA type of thing. I forgot what the name of what it's called though. But I was eating mad sausage. I had a piece of my teeth. But yeah, most people, not most people, a portion of the population of the USA is did not originate here, and I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's just like history, I guess. I mean, I know my family was here well before the 30s. Well before the 30s. And my grandma's side is all farmers. And what else? My dad grew up on a farm, but he was the youngest, and he was only in Pennsylvania for a little bit, Erie, and grew up mainly in Texas before coming here. And thank God They're inland, really far inland, and oh my god, talk about big. It's such a big state. Holy trucks. I mean, it'd be probably much like here, like, no real reason to leave because there's so much to do. In Florida, there's some. I haven't even seen Springs or the Keys yet, so. Glad they chose. Hello, Trevor. Hello, Trevor 76. Yeah, no, it's a really nice day. See the sun a little bit. Really want to get out there. It's just such a long trek that sometimes it takes a little bit of me forcing myself out the door, because, yeah. And my tires on the bike are so small, so I have to go quite slow, because if I hit even a pebble, everything jumps out of the basket and I have to stop. And the last time I had to stop, and I guess like the wind gust took out the bike. I don't know. My bike tipped over and the basket snapped off. So I had to carry everything in the basket in my hands. And yeah, it's I was laughing. People yell at bikers out here like, use the sidewalk. It's like, I don't even know. The Shell Rock roads are smooth, consistent than the sidewalks. The roots push it such a thin layer of asphalt, so the roots are really able to just trail their way across streets, and the sidewalks are pretty dang brutal. Better continue making these eyes. These are crustacean eyes I have thus far. Oops. I'm so used to the camera being over here still. This phone has taken a lot longer to get used to. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older and less adaptable. I don't know. I'm just saying. But I couldn't figure out how to copy and paste or select all, and there's a few other things that just make me feel like I'm losing my touch or something. Cause these damn new phones. I was gonna get and typing on it is totally different, and it's glass, so I'm petrified of the thing, because I drop phones a lot, and that's why I had to get a genuine leather case. It's actually quite nice. Because here's the front flap, and I have to make sure I close that when I'm walking around. Not even kidding. So I don't know how I'm gonna stream from the bike, because I'll have to take this out of the case. And my other phone doesn't have self-service on it, so that won't work out and about. But if I take this out the case and put it in the phone thing, even when it's locked, there's an old short I posted of I hit a tiny little divot in the road and I ate shite. I mean, not completely, but I went down. And my phone definitely went down too. I think that's what happened first was I hit the divot, my phone popped out, and like as I was kind of wiping out. And there's doing a ton of road work on the main street I have to turn on, and it's not just a few blocks worth, I have to go down quite a busy road, and everyone has the biggest trucks possible out here. Much respect. That's exactly what I would have if I, you know, had the vehicle of my choice. And yeah, they're really not into bikers out here. It's quite funny, honestly. Because you got the bikers complaining about the big trucks, and then the big trucks complaining about the bikers. Somebody posted a meme in the group that it was just like a person with 100 arrows sticking out of them, and it's like trying to post anything in this group because people are here intense. Now the new people are making posts about how rude everyone is, but you know, people out here don't sugarcoat things, and they're not afraid of dark humor or speaking their mind, which, you know, I feel like it's one of the last spots in Palm Beach County like that. And totally opposite to Lake Worth, which is very artsy, very liberal, very I love Lake Worth though. It's my home forever. I will be able to afford it again one day. But $800 a room. I rented a whole freaking house. 2 bedrooms, dining kitchen, massive yard, mango tree, 2nd Avenue North, 2 blocks downtown, $875. I don't even want to know what it costs now because 1 bedroom in Lake Worth is $800. But I don't care. I'll gladly give that town every dime I ever pocket. It's the greatest place in the world for me. It's got everything I could possibly need. And my friend, well, my family. And free cats. Free cats everywhere. It's like the town of stray cats. But they're all taken care of. If there is a cat, there is also someone who wants to feed it. And it's not like they just feed stray cats out there. They'll capture them. One of my neighbors, God, they did it to like dozens of cats. Well, not dozens, but quite a few. Because stray cats are an issue there. And, they really reproduce. Like, if you live in Lake Worth, guarantee you at one point you're gonna wake up to a porch full of kittens. Or someone stealing your laundry. I was washing a bunch of dress shirts and I went back to get up. My blanket was gone and like 20% of the stuff in the washing machine was gone. Like soaking wet. Washing machine was outside. Dryer was inside. I don't care. That place is made of pure gold. Like Emerald City, but like a pure gold town. Where is the pliers? I have 2 of these like needly pliers, one for resin and one to not go near resin, or wet resin rather. Okay, put those under the light to just kind of get it cured. But wow, that's really nice. So, damn it. People have all kinds of animals out here. And, I'll just remind Layla lost her goat. Not sure if she found it. But, not a lot of cats. I don't see a lot of cats. And, I have a cat. It can eat a snake. And, yesterday, or not yesterday, like last week, a cat appeared. It was the first time I've seen a cat that wasn't Itkin. And, and Lake Worth, there was so many. I remember I may or may not have. Okay, so a friend passed away from cancer. And long story short, there was this like CBD stuff. And this is like 10 years ago. So I put some on a cracker. Never again. Never again. There was a cat under my apartment, and I thought she was stuck. And tried to get her out, and she scratched me a little bit. Well, that night, I convinced myself I had rabies. And I kept trying to go into the shower to see if I was afraid of water yet. Ridiculous. Did not get much sleep that night. Never again. But, you know, experiences are experiences. Just remembered I wanted to bring this lure. I made this for the canal. It didn't do much, but I'm planning on redesigning it a little bit. A little bait fish. It did get like nibbled on because you could feel it. The other bait fish. Slowly filling her. Ooh. Well, I think I have enough eyes. I was gonna make a whole the reason why there's so many sequins on it is I use this to make a short. I already made plenty for me to bring. Got a bunch of hooks, bunch of packs of little hooks, and some streamer hooks or for like bait fish. I'm guessing these are gonna be ideal. And some regular old big old saltwater hooks. And a bunch of different eyes. And I made even more of those heads. Tried to fill the bag, however. I'm not exactly sure how to attach these, so probably won't even get to them. And these are the eyes I made with the, how do you say that stuff? Puffy paint. I'm sorry, that P. Diddy stuff is just a little too, oh man. It's stuck together. What is less than ideal. Oh, that's less than ideal. Oh man. What the hell is that? I'm not gonna be making no biblically accurate lures. Lesson learned. I guess if I use that, just keep them on the wax paper until they're used, or else they just turn into an amalgamation. Oh, wow. Wow, that's intense. Yeah, rabies is... Like, lightning freaks me out a good amount. Rabies is... Wow, no way. One of my biggest fears possible, honestly. Sick fish lures, like some, what's that called, like, nuclear waste. I remember a big news thing when I was a kid was, they found a fish with 2 heads next to a nuclear plant. Just put them on my ass. This is gonna bother me, because these are really useful. Oh, and they took so long to make. These took like twice the amount of time, plus over 24 hours of drying time. For the smallest, most pathetic drop of puffy paint, it takes so long to dry. Oh, I think this is... I cannot get over that. It's so bizarre, because they were so solid. Like, you could shake them in the bag and hear it. But I guess they were lacking purpose in life and decided to create their own. There's nothing wrong with that. I think I'm gonna be able to maybe even alright, I'm getting frustrated now. I'm just gonna rip them apart. Very sturdy material. I decorated a skirt with this stuff. I just saw it too. But I guess I just kind of I never finished it. It's gonna absolutely inundate it with just random things. And the only reason why I started this is because there was genuine leather, this and that. It's falling apart like snow, like that vegan leather, whatever they call the PVC leather. Trash. But I really like working with it. The dry time is insane. Because it's nice and structural. Like, you could even use this to add braille to things. And it comes in every color. And I have an insane amount of it. And it's... I gotta find someone that could use it, because I'm not gonna use all that at all. It's infuriating. Maybe some, like, summer camp will want it or something. teach kids patience. That's about all I can think of it as far as uses. Oh. And the wise words of Pitbull, damn it, man. So I give up on that a little bit. It goes back over here. Out of sight, out of mind. I mean, it could be insight and fall out of my mind, but I guess I got a little baggie I could use for something more useful. Anywho, gonna try to get out of here. And pleather. Yeah, there's pleather, which, God, I mean, pleather used to be really, really sturdy. Like, you could find something from the 90s in a Florida garage and it'd be fine. And now it shatters like glass. And they have a vegan leather that is, that's what they call it. It'll literally, like a purse, will say vegan leather. And I haven't seen it in a while. Now I see man-made something. It says it on this bag. This bag was brand new. I couldn't pass it up. Got it for my mom. That way she doesn't have to worry about it. She could get it all kinds of dinged up and man-made materials now. That's what I've noticed it started saying. And that seems nice and sturdy. However, I'm sure it'll start snowing eventually. And like, I had this orange bag that I actually had to save up for it. It was like $60 because I wasn't just gonna like get that. So I just like threw some change aside, you know, if I could get it, I could get it. And I know $60 isn't an insane amount of money, and a genuine leather purse would be much more than that. I mean, not on eBay, but got it. And within a few months, that it was the thinnest, like thinner than a layer of paint. And it just started snowing, and this orange stuff was everywhere. I couldn't believe it. It wasn't left in heat. It didn't get wet. None of that. I actually didn't want to get it dirty. I liked the bright vibrancy of it. And I held all my notebooks. Never again. That's why I do stick to... I pretty much get used leather anyway from early 2000s, 90s. And, like... as long as it's genuine, because then I know I'll have it forever. And like, because the fake stuff, you forget about it in your closet. Guess what? Whatever you have next to it is now imprinted with this weird paint type material, and makes a huge mess. And I collect all kinds of things, and I want them to last, not start degrading without me being able to see it, and then start affecting the objects around it. Oh, major. The light is turning downwards, so I know that is what's... I see it on myself. I know what I look like. And I guess in this lighting I look a little more tired than usual, because all I see is like huge bags when I look down. I was thinking about getting bangs for the winter. I'm really tired of having to rely on clips, because if one breaks and I'm like camping, I'm kind of screwed. And I don't really use the rubber band things. I do for fishing line. Really nice. If you use rubber band, to use hair ties, because they're not gonna melt. And they're not gonna, when rubber band melts, it'll go through the line, and it's just a mess. And they make them worse and worse, which I'm sure material trade outs, because which is understandable. But rubber bands, you can get them from the dollar store, and these flat ones don't roll around, because if you have to use it for something else, like those ones could roll around into place if you need that for any use, not even just fishing line, but these ones don't, because they're flat. hair ties. Very, very multi-purpose. And they degrade over time, but they're not gonna melt and leave a bunch of gunk on your, it's not gonna gunk up your junk. So, on that note, I'm gonna try to change and try to find some shorts. I had to 86 my shorts. They're just, I need to find shorts that you could exist in without looking like an ostrich, quite frankly. So, and they're just too short. And I like high-waisted pants, I guess, but I can't find like a happy medium or anything like that. So I'm trying to find some shorts. I do have shorts that I've been wearing, but I think they're like boys shorts or something. But they're mad comfortable. They're Adidas, so they dry really easily. And yeah. Yeah, I think it's just that oh, my dad is really into vodka. He loves the stuff. Loves it. Like, I didn't realize, I knew he loved it. I don't know how much. Like, there'll be a full bottle. You turn around. It's like, I personally don't drink alcohol, so I haven't, like, taken a sip of his drinks. But I feel like one sip would do it. One sip would do it. Like, the air becomes flammable. And, hoping that's what he gets the most out of these last 2 days, because alcohol is just kind of, he's in too much pain, so like by the time he drinks over that, he's too buzzed to fish. We went on a whole day fishing trip, and he didn't remember a single thing. I was like, we caught a ladyfish. We cooked the ladyfish. You filleted the snapper. And he's like, oh, I did? I have to laugh or else I would just like absolutely cease to exist. But yeah, loves the stuff. But I mean, yeah, which is which one is corn? Is vodka corn? Can't remember. I feel like I heard once that vodka has the least amount of sugar, even though, from my understanding, it's all sugar anyways. However, no judgment or anything, but, I mean, I'm sure he laughs at my coffee consumption and that kind of thing, which I'm trying to get him into coffee, because the hand fixation of, creating a cocktail, I think he could translate that into coffee really well. So there's still the getting up and the stirring liquids, and interesting. And I wonder if, like, what brands are, and I wonder if there's a way to get, I don't remember the first time I tried to, I'm not even gonna, I'm just gonna take a picture so I don't forget the comments. So, the, what was it? Oh, I remember I tried to order someone, this was in, like, middle school or something. Tried to order someone a bottle of absinthe for their birthday. They got caught at customs. I thought I had the ultimate system hack, because, like, it just went through, the order did, no problem. And see, I used to drink quite heavily. I always had a lot of energy, I think. Did a lot of skateboarding when I was a kid, and a lot of, like, physical exertion and, like, exploration, whether it be abandoned buildings or forests, back alleys, and I always had a little flask on me. But it got to the point where I was quite literally going into the alley and, like, downing tall boys by myself and thinking that I was becoming more loose and therefore more social. Was not. And I would just disappear and couldn't read my handwriting, stopped creating, and was writing a lot, but again, I couldn't read it. And so many different reasons. And like it took me a while. Like I experienced shakes and everything, but I was just really, I guess, really done with it. And everyone I know, like, or knew, that was pretty much what you did. You go out and get drinks, or you get drinks and bring it to someone else's house, and then they have drinks, and everything revolved around drinks. And I was really shy, and I really thought, like, oh, I need a few drinks and it'll loosen up a little bit, but didn't matter also how long that I drink. I never got any form of tolerance, and I've always been a lightweight, even though I was drinking quite extensively. But yeah, out of my system, I guess. And it's been years, probably around 6 years now, give or take. And I didn't keep no count or nothing. You know, what's the point of counting something that's never going to return anyway? And zero drive, or like zero desire at all. And maybe a slight ego too that's helping me out a little bit, because I don't want to taint this. You know, all of our minds are gold, and you know, every single human mind has like immeasurable amounts of solid, genuine, raw diamonds, and unbreakable. And yeah, like I can't imagine what, like, I mean, trying to get my dad back fishing, that's the main thing. Like, because he also chain smokes pretty extensively. However, not when fishing. Like, we'll be there all day. I'm talking like all day. And only have 2-3 tops. I was like, see, this is what you have to do. He's got COPD. So, every part of his body is just a little messed up right now. See, that's essentially what we're talking about now. And my dad already said he's not doing chemo, so I don't know. I don't really know what to expect. And definitely. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that'd be nuts. For some reason I don't have that. I'm gonna write down. Obvious day, I guess. That is really, really sick. Yeah, my dad already said he's not doing any form of chemo, which, you know, I'm not putting too much mind into it, because when push comes to shove, people's attitudes can change greatly, and as well as opinions. And maybe it just takes the right doctor talking to him. And because I keep hearing, like, the whole, like, you have to want to get better type of thing. And I just as dark it is as it is, I think I think he wants to be on his way out, which we're trying to be as stubborn as possible, but like without like trying to force him into any corners. Is that a gnat? But because nobody's gonna do anything that they don't want to do, and that's why I'm just like trying to get him on fishing again, because that's really the only true passion. And I mean, obviously he loves his family, would never say that overtly, but you could tell a little bit. It's just kidding. But just very stubborn, so I think he views this as like his terms type of thing, which I don't know. But see more today. Hopefully my mom got there. I would check, but I should have just streamed from this phone, even though the mic is pretty damaged. But not sure if there's any updates. I'm sure that my mom has got to the hospital by now, and hope his friend didn't stop by Walgreens, because sometimes you just got to be separated from something that you're consuming that is consuming you, and then just like not fall back into it or whatever. But everyone is different, and everyone has different desires, and we have the right to give in to those desires, granted they are within law and still not harming others. However, you could argue that, however, you could argue that not taking health seriously, yada yada, is harming others, like the ones that love you. However, you could also argue personal autonomy, and yeah, so just waiting it out. And all I've been talking about with him is fishing, and reminds me of a story when he was a kid, like this must be in late 60s, early 70s. He was trying to grow some plants next to his dad's tomato plants, and his dad pulled them, and so he's like, hey, did you see any of those cool looking plants that were popping up by the tomatoes? And his dad said, if they don't grow tomatoes, they're out of here. That's kind of the attitude I've adopted as far as fishing. If it doesn't grow fish, it's out of here. It doesn't grow fish, Jesus. It doesn't catch fish, it's out of here. I got a lot of stuff that I gotta part ways with. Slowly been doing it bucket by bucket, and I already feel like a huge weight is being lifted. But he does really actually need new friends, and the reason why, because unfortunately he was the youngest in his friend group, and I would say 98% of them have already passed on, and in various heart-wrenching ways, as the end seems to. Did you see me change my mind? I didn't want to smush it. It's just flying around doing its thing. It's not a yellow fly, but. And yeah, when I'm there, I'll be able to send pictures of the boat. It's actually probably pretty well ready to go. There's two things, excluding batteries. The front, along the walls of the gunnel, but not quite at the nose, cup holders. For some reason, the cup holders are gone, so it's just like going inside the hole, like the actual, like in between the fiberglass and the fiberglass on the outside. I'm wondering, does that drain out? Is there a potential that there's water up in there? Second thing is the integrity of the fiberglass itself, how to tell if fiberglass is secure, and can get a little rowdy out there. My dad turns, like, he belongs on the ocean, and I've been on old boats too, where when you go down and you smack down, you hear some unsettling sounds, and just wanted to know how to make sure the integrity is there. And I believe that's it. The fish finder screen has some sun damage, and it's just really dark, hard to see. I'm sure it's probably just a thing to just replace. I'm not sure if the screen is separate, because if it is, that's easy. And the other thing is on the motor. The guy he bought it from went on and on about priming the engine first. I instantly, like, I absorbed that, and I tried to hang on to that memory as tight as possible, because I was like, that's important. And but for some reason, when I asked my dad about it, he was like, no, you don't have to prime it first. I'm like, why did we stall a few times? I feel like that guy was really adamant about priming it first. I don't really know what that means, I'll be totally honest. And so there's a few things, and he's in such bad shape that kind of on my own with it. And tires on the trailer are just I don't know if they could be inflated. That's another thing I have to take pictures of, but that's easy. And that's something that I could do, like, pretty much immediately. Used tires are a dime a dozen in Lake Worth. And but it's just a few things, and then there's a running boat forever. And, well, until the next thing goes wrong. But he paid way too much for it to just be sitting there. And it's a good boat. It's a Aquasport Yamaha something engine. I have a picture of it somewhere in one of my phones. If I look up boat motor, I should probably pull up boat motor. Well, that's them in front of the boat. We took it to the West Coast. And he really wants his North American boat. Had a North American. They only made them for like 10 years, but they have a really nice lip on them, so you stay dry, bone dry. Damn. Saw this Key West. I think it's a Key West at Tuppence. Look at that lip. You know you're gonna be dry in that bad boy. That lip, that curve, shoots the water out instead of up and back. Sworn I got pictures of it. July 3rd. July 30th. Is that this year? Oh, good, I do. Alright. That's the motor. And it says high pressure direct injection. And take a picture of the whole motor for some reason. And it's registered. It just registered the dang thing. If they were ready to go. Also, if anybody that does any sailing, have the Simrad autopilot. Brand new in box. The box is a little messed up, but, you know, apparently they're really useful. But the boat is 21 feet. And they're right down in Lake Worth, which is a great spot. I mean, it's always been kind of a touristy town. However, now so more than ever. And a lot more there. And a lot more resources. Could that be my bucktail? Just gotta see what that is. I heard a knock. And it's so, like... forgot eggs. That egg machine, sorry to remain or be absent for a while. That egg machine works incredibly well. Do I have a reservoir? A big pile of stuff. I don't know where to put the shelves. As much as I try not to make a mess in here, always moving stuff around. I'm trying to find more shelves, metal shelves. But that egg machine is brilliant. All you do is you poke a little hole, and it comes with a device to poke the hole. And you poke the hole, and really easy. Make 7 eggs at a time. You only use like a tablespoon of water essentially. So out here it's well watered. Got some red salt from the local farm or produce stand rather. Very chunky salt, so don't need that much. A little hard boiled. I like them soft boiled. But gotta wait till I get fresher eggs. I could just throw a bunch of these in my bag. Ridiculous. That has actually become the name of it. I meant to say that. The embryonic mummification. Embryonic mummification station. I should make a label for it. I seem to have misplaced my label maker. There's a show on out there that actually is kind of giving me the heebie-jeebies. The whole like sleeper cell. There's a huge part of me that's like curious and stuff, and then there's a huge part of me that's like ignorance is bliss. And I ain't no shit. But yeah, I was thinking about ignorance is bliss. And it was a little bit of a self-epiphany I experienced. Ignorance isn't bliss because you don't know anything. I'm just like, blah, 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 blah. Ignorance is bliss because you accept you don't know anything for sure. $10. $10. Made 14 eggs with like way less than a cup of water, which I know not a lot of people are into eggs like this. I really like foods that are like whole, like this, with a potato and some cut up tomatoes. Perfect. And really easy to pack. And delicious. And nice and filling. Yeah. But on that note, I'm going to hop out to the change and try to get on that bike before it actually might be a little too late to go to the entrance of the hunting ground. So probably just gonna pop out right in front, which might be a good time to experiment streaming outside. I keep meaning to do that. The dirt road is just so narrow, and the bank of the canal is so steep, so I don't really have anywhere to put the phone. And I'm kind of worried that the tripod will fall over. But There really isn't. One of my first questions, I used to try to learn various languages a lot, but nothing ever stuck too much because practice was just never my strong suit, as far as that, like maintaining constant. And so there's a site called Tandem, well, app called Tandem, and there's a parties section where you could just talk away. And one of the most fascinating questions to ask is like, what do you do with potatoes in your corner of the world? I mean, everyone uses potatoes, so it's and a lot of the recipes are very simple. And it's a really, really delicious way to travel the world, so to speak. Well, yeah, and a lot of people are down with the hard-boiled eggs. I like soft-boiled eggs, which, I don't know why. Like, never mind. It looks more like the honey from Winnie the Pooh's pot than honey does. And the first time I tried honey, I recoiled. Well, I ate a big scoop of it, thinking it was gonna be delicious like in the cartoons. Or delicious like it is to bears. And I took a huge bite of it. Oh, I love honey though, I do. And but yeah, as simple as possible. I love me an omelet, especially with some Spanish needle in there, like to give some peppery and greenery. And chai is really good with scrambled eggs. I make this thing, my parents call it breakfast crab, but it's really easy to do. You can put all your recipes or all your leftovers in it, cook a bunch of potatoes and onions, and then any leftovers or whatever. It could be canned beets, for Christ's sake. It could be anything. Every random food item that has gone in this thing has been delicious. And then put a bunch of eggs in that, and it's kind of like the in Basque cuisine, like kind of like a mixture of Spanish and French. They have these really delicious kind of egg pies, and they're loaded with potatoes and mushrooms, kind of like those, and really delicious. I did start a new playlist. I think I called it COD playlist because I'm trying to finally play with that on mute, so I just have music going, and I kind of theme it a little bit. But looking for many more songs that go with that. Like, there's something about obviously the guitar riff from Money for Nothing, Dire Straits, but like Stranglehold, Ted Nugent. What else I got in there? I just started space trucking. Deep Purple. I have a huge soft spot for that song. Judas Priest, Riding on the Wind. Great skate song. I think that's where I discovered that song from a skate DVD. And Mother of Pearl by Roxy Music. It's like a 7-minute song, worth every second. One of my all-time favorite songs. Rip This Joint by Rolling Stones, really COD-friendly song. I Can Dig It Baby, Little Beaver. Of course, Creedence Clearwater Revival, a few of theirs. Mr. Soul by Buffalo Springfield. Barbara Ann by Beach Boys. And ZZ Top. I only have Lagrange and Tush, Space Trucking, Deep Purple. One Down, Two to Go, King Diamond. And Boston, self-titled in its entirety. It is a perfect album. I've been obsessed with that album since I was a kid. And, yeah, anything that fits in that. I'm trying to find. COD playlist party. Spirit in the Sky, Norman Greenbaum. It's such a perfect song. And there's a bunch that I just haven't thought of. And I can't remember. Oh, I should put River Deep Mountain High on it. That's a good one. Foghat's got some good going tunes. Kind of in the mix of like, not to sound disrespectful, but like Vietnam War music mixed in with some like blue collar, like radio Blue Collar Man by Styx. See, my dad's in irrigation, so this is the music that I grew up with. Cause I want to be a blue collar man. Yeah, that's going on for sure. Oh yeah, what does Golden Earring do? I know Twilight Zone, but there's another song that... Oh no, I'm thinking of Manfred Mann. What's up like a douche, you know? But all those are such classics. ABBA. One of my friends actually for my birthday got me an ABBA book. I'm real into ABBA. They just got so many songs, like, so many hits, if you will, like, incredible. I'm gonna see Radar Love. Radar Love, that sounds familiar. Oh, Golden Earring! I gotta listen to that to see if it rings any bells. I wish I could play music, honestly. These streams would be 24/7, quite honestly, because there's so much music out there. And, oh, I just got hit with another one. If anyone's in for, like, a treat, Icy Spicy Leonce. She's a wild one. Consider outsider music. She's a woman, an Icelandic woman, and, she's got so many gems, like Killer in the Park. She just makes her own music videos and her own, Icy Spicy Leonce. It's just such a trip. Like, let's have fun. There's so many. Like, there's one that's, called Gay World. and it's just a precious woman. I don't know why she pops into my mind, but I mean, she does have a tendency to do that. I've already forgot that links don't stay blue. I miss jam sessions because, yeah, I'm really shy, like, musically. However, all of my friends play instruments, and my apartment was right in between so, like, my living room is absolutely full of just people playing random things. And my buddy that had a little falling out with, which it's just, I don't know, like, it's fucking sleeper cells or some shit, like, it has known me for so long, but I will die on this hill. Gonzalo Lira did not deserve to die. Alright, so, I guess, I saw my post and was like, kept saying, like, white nationalists like you, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? So, I had to stick up for myself a little bit. That shit was exhausting. But I'm not gonna be misjudged. I mean, I don't care if I am, but, like, personal friends and, like, people I've known for so long, it's just really disappointing. Like, I don't know where you're getting this. How long have you known me? There's not a single person on this planet that I despise. Maybe Yolanda Saldivar. But that's it. And, I do a pretty dang good job at making sure, like, at least I'm, like, filtering through both sides mentally and try to, take everything as just a random citizen of planet Earth, you know? I'm not gonna take no sides for no one. Like, I know nothing, alright? And I'm not going to put a freaking sword in my hand for, I don't know, didn't appreciate it very much, I know that. And I was very disappointed. Because I, no such thing. As far as I'm concerned, I just exist, and I don't know how or why, but I love the heck out of it. Pretty chill planet. Best planet I've ever been to. But, you know what I mean? Like, they're just taken away. And it just got, like, really, like, radical with them. And, like, you know, I totally, like, accepting. If you want to be a radical commie, that's fine with me. We chillin' or what? Like, are you hungry? Because I am. Let's get some food. And, you know what I mean? Never, no, just, I don't have it in me. I'm not bragging. I don't have it in me. I really like the fact that everyone has, like, their own identities, and they could, think any way that they choose. Come to any conclusions that they do. We're all looking at the same diamond through different facets. Bugs me out sometimes. And, still haven't talked. And the best part is I message him to this day, like, memes and stuff. Like, it has been a minute. I think I gave up a little bit, because I just, I don't know. I don't know. But wish everyone the best. And, because, like I said, nobody gave a shit who anybody voted for when when Milton was barreling through, or Helene. And, like, as people get confronted with reality, and, I think everyone is, like how Jordan Maxwell, like, lovingly dissects, just basic terms, like being birthed, and, maritime law, and, all these different avenues, and, there's just so many different, I don't know. I value communicating with wildly different people than, like, anybody, and, I just, you know, if I disagree with something, it's not my entire personality, and I'm not gonna, like, try to convince somebody otherwise. And I find what I naturally do is I kind of absorb it and use it almost like a tool. You could find your own conclusions with various different bits of information and other people's opinions. And, because if we're watching the same movie, people could get a different message from the movie, and, or, like, miss a scene or two, or you miss a scene or two, or blink at the wrong time. Like, I don't know how to put it into words. We're all on this planet, and we're all freaking miracles as is. And I would just wish that wasn't so lost on people, to the point that they're fighting in the streets. Fighting in the streets. I think that's all I had to say. But anyway, yeah, no, that's the thing. I'm not talking down about nationalism, because we are a nation, and I don't think it's wrong to be proud of, a nation that you're either born in or decide to move to, and, like, and again, or not again, but also, I'm not totally aware of the definitions of all these terms and words. Like, they seem to be pretty fluid anyway, and, so, I guess it's just like, I kept saying, like, white nationalists like you, and, like, the like you, like, really pissed me off, quite frankly. You think you know someone. Just kidding. But yeah, it was just like, first time I've been offended in a while, that's for sure. Because I have pretty thick skin, and I'm pretty understanding as far as I can tell. And like, a lot of that is by choice. of course there's like instant like reactions, but you gotta stop yourself sometimes to filter through things you're being confronted with. And God, we know each other for good of 10 years. And but hello, Maximilian. That's why I can't wait until this year is over, just to see. I'm so damn curious. Like, now the whole thing is, I don't know. It's just disappointing. Because, people get really fueled by hate to the point, like, they start talking, but some people don't keep it hypothetical. They get really charged. That's really dangerous. And, you don't want to be hated by something you think or an opinion you come to. That is a nightmare, a true nightmare. Because what happens if the accepted opinion changes and you've already like fired up this engine of hate that like attacks on sight anybody who doesn't align with that opinion, and it switches and now it's your opinion? Like it's like the whole like I don't know, just there's camaraderie and hate now because of I mean, there always has been. However, it's such an intense scale. Like my whole Facebook, I could post a meme, and if it has one certain human being in it, there's one when I see somebody eat their or order their steak rare at a restaurant, and it's just like some human being like that. Oh my God, the amount of my personal friends were just like responded ew and felt the need to DM me how vile this silly little meme. Oh, just ooh, I shouldn't have done that. But anyway, on that note, I'm gonna skedaddle because it's just futile anyway, and you know, I feel like everything is going to reach a point to pass, and you know, every single, like, back to Sumerian text saying like how this and this is going on within society, it means the world is surely ending. Well, you know, so yeah, I don't think much is gonna come out of it. Maybe some misery and stuff like that, but pretty solid planet, and until that cooling starts to take place, I think we're gonna be good. But and like, this is pretty much just online, or you know, in news feeds, but pretty much just online. When you step out into the real world, go to the beach, everyone's chilling, everyone's really nice. Paddleboard got swept out. This random dude, bone dry, jumps right in without even turning around to see whose paddleboard it was. Just jumps right in and grabs the paddleboard, and like, I love people so much, and I always look for new and fun ways to find to not find reasons why we're like, I like the differences. I don't want everybody to be the same or think the same. That sounds like a fever dream. Yeah, I don't doubt it. I have a book of Sumerian myths. The Epic of Gilgamesh is in it. What is the flood one called? Is it in the Epic? There's a bunch of them. It's just reminded me. I also have one of Egyptian myths, and found, I guess, what would be almost the precursor to Cinderella, a Grecian slave girl was enslaved to a wealthy lad. And he got her these really Gucci shoes, apparently, because a hawk came and picked up one of her shoes, but it dropped it in front of the feet of the pharaoh. And the pharaoh was like, dang, those shoes are mad cute. I gotta see whose feet these belong to. And the guy who he gave her to the pharaoh. Long story short, it just reminded me of Cinderella a little bit, but a little different, quite. I mean, obviously, but oh, I forgot what it's called. It's called like the Phoenix shoe. No, maybe not. It was a red shoe. I don't remember what it's called. Anywho, I bet it's gonna see that up. And Katie in some room. Yeah, no, it's wild how many correlations there are, and like actual, not even correlations through like time, but like blood relations, and like ooh. Shoot. I forgot what it's called. I forgot what it's called. I forgot what it's called. It one of the deepest of dives possible, honestly. I am really interested in that kind of like that acoustic temple I found is right next to the city of Beads, Turkey. Oh my god, what is it called? Tepe, something Tepe. I just discovered it a few years ago, and it was purposely filled in. Göbekli Tepe. Really interested in that because the pictographs are really unique, and like not related, I don't think, but the Scythian art like seems so European in comparison to what was being produced in that area. Like the horses, very modern, and God, what is it called? Cause now I'm just like scrambling my mind even further. I actually just showed Code the other day, Ishtar, because a lot of people have seen that depiction of Ishtar, but I feel like they get hung up on a certain area, so they don't continue downward to see her feet. But that's neither here nor there. I can't really. Anyway. I can't remember, is not the Sumerians, not the Chaldeans. There's a Bible out there. I could get that. Not sure. Yeah. See, say what you will about Graham Hancock, but he has the digger. The more you dig, the older everything gets, and I think that's brilliant. I'm sure like that sentiment is pretty obvious, however, just like excellently put. And I don't know why he gets so much hate. He's just like observing things and giving his own 2 cents, as you would do. That's why they're theories. But the God, I can't think right now. All I can hear is that plus, kind of craving some more eggs. Akkadian, no. Phoenicians, no. But the Phoenicians are pretty cool. They were seafaring, no? Just reminded me of the Minoans. I wonder if they're gonna use AI to. There's I forgot what the disc is called, but it has there's a few different Minoan scripts or like languages or handwriting, and there's that disc that hasn't been translated yet, and I wonder if AI could help with that. And off subject, but and I don't know if it's 100% true, but the Minoans lived a very carefree life up until they were unfortunately, I don't want to say defeated, but for lack of better terms, and they're to the point that they're most of their weapons were decorative. I always mean to look more into that because that's intense. Minoans of Crete. I always wanted to check out Crete because to find something left in them. I have the Scythians. Scythians, their artifacts just kill me. It's so beautiful. I unfortunately don't have the greatest focus, so I want to do like dive into different subjects. I check out the artifacts first and like the handwork and stuff like that, and recipes if any are documented, and like a shame about Rosslyn Chapel in Scotland. They tried to protect the carvings by way of accidentally destroying a lot of it and a lot of the detail, but maize or corn is carved onto the walls, which is from the New World, and that's a little mysterious thing. Rosslyn Chapel, I really want to check that out. I forgot what movie it was in, but I think a Dan Brown novel turned film. But pics, very nice. Actually, well, I do know the pic lady, but Code is from Scotland, and from Stirling, and one of the clans is Clan Campbell, and they have some of the greatest freaking artifacts. These crystal balls. I made some. I actually made one as. I just have to grab it. Just leaves. So Tupperware, a bunch of Tupperwares down there with random bits of nature I tried to paint. It actually came out really cool. I didn't come up with the idea. I saw it online, but you take a leaf, you put it on paper, and then paint over it with a kind of watered down green, and then you keep doing that process, and you get a nice pile of leaves. But there it is. I just make them with lead-free solder and glass marbles, but they're based off of the crystal balls of Clan Campbell of Scotland. And I use the copper tape that one would use for stained glass, and I just cut as thin of strips as I can. Yeah, the blue body paint. They're the art that they were covered in is very, very incredible. I hope they do a show. I never got into Game of Thrones. It's just a little kinky for me in my opinion. It's just all my friends like got together to watch it, and I was just like, this is weird. I feel weird, but never got into Game of Thrones. Also, I think just too much, and a lot to to watch. And but I did really like the show Vikings, and I only seen the first season, but I really like that. I hope they do something like that for the picks. And really good show. I'm actually thinking about that. There is a youth camp down the street, and I keep meaning to see if, because they do also fishing lessons, and it's right in hunting grounds, and that's one of my many dreams. And even just being a substitute art teacher sounds like a blast and a half, because I really do like even the simplest crafts, and it would be kind of a dream come true to be able to teach that kind of thing, or at least like show, and especially fishing. I mean, I'm not the most efficient fisherman yet, however, that is a definite goal for the future. And in Florida, we're really big on take a kid fishing. Like, you see that everywhere, plastered everywhere. And really important heritage, human heritage. Yeah, I have to find, it looks a little piratey, but God bless craftsman. It's so frumpy, but it's so comfortable. And the fabric is cotton, so it's not the fabric. Next time I run into the dress, I'm going to show it. It is heinous. It's like dye sublimated, rubbery fabric. Feels like fake neoprene or something. It's bizarre. I think it's slowly coming back with the younger generation. I see a lot of, and I think it's because of that. There's always a snapback between generations and eras, and clothes got a little useless for a while, which, you know, to each their own. I'm Southeast Florida, so, like, you know, less is more down here, especially in the summertime. But it used to be really hard to find dresses and, like, long dresses and full skirts and stuff like that. Would have to pretty much only find them at thrift stores. However, now I'm seeing, like, common mall shops carry really useful, because jeans, men's jeans and women's jeans are not equal. We don't have no pockets and no wiggle room. You can't, like, you can't move in women's jeans, and then there's a ton of elastic in it, and like, they're finding weird stuff about elastic and estrogen. I didn't delve in too deep with it, but when that elastic goes, or if you don't put it in a dryer, the elastic doesn't really retract, so they're very stiff and odd feeling. And dresses are the best, and you can actually move in them. And always been really hard to find, or hard to find stuff that doesn't fall apart also, because I wish they would make a line of dresses that were rugged wear and dried easily, all natural materials, and if they wrinkle, they wrinkle, but the fabric is, but that is the thing though, the new dresses that are made in the mall brands, they're just made to look like dresses that have already existed, like carbon copies. Creativity has taken a little bit of a hit in the realm of fast fashion, and literally, like, copy and paste, like, article of clothing from past. Okay, print, just like prints. That's what it feels like anyway. Because the dresses will look really nice and airy, and then you feel it, and it's the strangest fabric. Really, yeah, but Guy Harvey makes dresses. I don't know how good they are. It seems like a lot of things, qualities are tanking. Even Columbia's taking a little bit of a hit, and everything just feels different, and it's just automation, I guess. But thrifting gets a little more difficult because now that nobody could afford clothes to begin with, because the economy is totally fine and great. I mean, I get it. I get, you know, a pack of cigarettes was 50 cents when my dad was my age. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Plastics and clothes, yeah, it's really, really bad. It's bad. And, like, I remember also, like, sweaters, you know, some fibers would come off. However, the fibers that now come off are super shiny, like, you need a magnifying glass, you just see almost like glitter in the air, and it's just these really small, microscopic strands of plastic just floating up and everywhere. It drives me nuts. So I've kind of been, trying to find more, older clothes, and, all I could think of is, like, early pioneer clothes, to be totally honest. And, because you're covered up, so the mosquitoes gotta work a little bit harder, and, sun, winds, all that, and, whalebone corsets I could do without, and steel skirt cages. A long time ago, I drew a nice picture of a lady's skeleton still in her dress, because those dresses, days of old, with the steel cages, they would get blown off of docks and sink like a stone, and they're laced into every part of those garments. So many people met horrific fates because their clothes were too heavy, and then of course too flammable, which, oh my gosh, a lot of the stuff is so flammable. However, it's inundated with flame retardants, which says who knows what is in that. I mean, I don't currently. So I'm trying to find the, like, I think the early 2000s is the cutoff of quality, and everything feels different from that. Now, like, some of the only work pants I have is because I have to go find them from the 80s to early 2000s to have actual jeans that, you know, a blade won't go through immediately. And I see 50s and 60s used to be my era of choice. However, the finding vintage in Florida is a little difficult, and the fabric is usually quite dry rotted by the time I find it. And tried to get into sewing a little bit. However, that's yet another thing that's not made to last is sewing machines. The timing of the bobbin and the top needle get off. There used to be vacuum and sewing machine repair stores in every strip mall, essentially. However, I haven't seen one of those in God knows how long. And the tiniest little flood. But it's another thing, like, you can't repair things the way that once was possible. And I know how to repair clothes, and, like, if there's a hole, it's no big deal. Patching it up, you can use felting or needle and thread. But, like, the first year of high school, or by the time I went to the local high school, I got kicked out of the art school because they were running a clear scam, and I was really sick of all my friends getting kicked out, so I was like, this is a scam, and they're like, yeah, you gotta go. I still think they were a little dramatic, but, went to Lake Worth High, which is a little notorious, and, that year, they took out home economics, and I was so excited for home economics. They taught you everything about sewing, cooking, everything, and they took it out that year. And, see, I have the featherweights, and then under here is a 60s machine that powered through everything. However, the move was a little too rocky, and the bobbin is out of timing. but I'm pretty spent on that one anyway. I got these two, and between both of them, one has to be working. One is missing the belt, but the other one has it. Singer featherweights, really good machines. If you see them at yard sales and flea markets, grab them up. People refurbish them and sell them for a lot. Very sturdy, very small, and very compact and very easy to travel with. But those are beasts. To-do list is a little big or a little long. I haven't got to it, but the membrane of eggs is really good for arthritis. I try to eat it sometimes, but it tastes like paper. And it kind of grosses me out a little bit. But give it to the dogs. Really good for dogs. But on that note, I'm gonna try to pop out and try some of these lures just in the water. And haven't seen the gator, and if he's not down there, I might just put the canoe down there because I don't think there's going to be any rain today or tomorrow, and that will be out of the way. And I just popped one of those PVC pipes down to anchor it in place, and hopefully get some get closer to the water so I can stick the camera in to see exactly how things move, because it's not the clearest water, so I can't really see anything moving under it. Oh, Corey Hagen. And I have a lot of sewing machines. I really gotta get them to someone who can fix them, and then therefore use them because I don't need so many. But I can't pass them up when they're laying about. I think I have about 7, and none of them work. It's all the same issue. And one from the 60s is missing its bobbin plate, which could print something to cover it, or just some tape. And I don't know if I've tried that one, but that I found in someone's garage, and it's a little taken by time. And the others, a lot of new ones, just went through them like hotcakes. One got pushed off a desk. It was infuriating. Just brand new out of the box, and the thing was out of time. And seems to be and then I found an affordable one, Singer Heavy Duty, but it seems to be the same issue. It works brilliantly until it doesn't, and haven't pushed on to get one because there was no place to repair them. And I looked into how to repair the timing. However, it was just a little bit, I don't know if I could do that personally and get it right. Trial and error in practice, however, it looks very, if it's even the slightest bit off, it's just nothing. No rain for multiple, yeah. I'm kind of excited, honestly, only because, and I'll eat these words, because went through a drought out here once, and it was genuinely traumatizing. The ground everywhere was crispy, and all the soil disappeared. It was just sugar sand. And wow, I didn't really think about that. That kind of makes me think of the bobbin and everything as like a little engine on its own. I get that the sewing machine itself is like an engine, or has one, has belt, but the bobbin itself. Maybe that'll actually help watching a car timing engine video, kind of a larger scale of I don't know if similar concepts, but larger scale, because I watched videos on fixing the timing of sewing machines, and it looked simple enough until I read the comments. I was like, oh, of course it's gonna look simple. A lot of things look simple enough, but just got packed through, because sewing machine, I feel like I'd be going through way less clothes, because right now just don't have it in me to do hand repairs anymore, which usually that's what I do. And I used to quite enjoy it, even down to crocheting strips in between holes on sweaters. I have like the smallest crochet needles, and that was always really, I haven't done it in a while. I seem to kind of avoid that kind of thing these days. Time erasers, and yeah, and it just seems like a losing battle because the heat is not nice to things. I forgot what it was that I just pulled out of the closet, and it was obviously degraded by just sitting there. And AC can't penetrate everything. Yeah, YouTube is for real. I really value YouTube in countless ways, and more ways every day, because I don't know what I would be doing without it. I really, but there's not much to, I don't know, and like, I haven't been in my home, I gotta get out more, I think, but really want to get out to mainly to put on YouTube, because every inch of this planet has the greatest of gems, and Lake Worth, my hometown, has so many. I really hope this one works. A little weird, but the cell service out here is non-existent, so I think that's why it's not doing its thing. But I really love this phone. The camera is ridiculous, and just a little bit of a learning curve. And it's always something new to learn, and new, like, things to tinker with, which is ironic because there's a clan, which I think actually Code is a part of his family, is from the Tinker, and it was one of my most used words. I didn't know there was a clan of Tinkerers, or Tinkers, the Tinkers. I think I'm mispronouncing it, but I do enjoy to tinker, and I definitely feel like patience is waning a little bit, but I feel like that's natural, and the desire to move on to other things. I used to call it musical chairs because they'd be bouncing around so many different little handcrafts, so kind of in the same family, but like different tools and supplies. I just can't get enough of it. And like the different avenues of supplies. Like, Hobby Lobby is a really good example, Home Depot and stuff like that. But humans have been inventing stuff for quite a while, and it's really nice to be able to engage with that, because there's something for everyone and there's something for everything. And I don't know. That's why I always ask for recommendations for anything, because there's so much that I can't. Oh my god, this feather fits in that bead. Ha! Nice. People use feathers to clear if you get glue in the eye of a hook. They use a feather, but I'm so chintzy with feathers because they're natural. So therefore, like, it's not like you could just. I don't know if that's a bad word. I don't. On that note, yeah, I guess a little too late for a bike ride. It gets pitch out here, and my light is like this big. But gonna head out the canal and do some fishing and get out of this heat. It's really hot back here. But happy trails. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for hanging out. And it's always a soul treat, genuinely. And any recommendations, anything? But I'm kind of slow getting to and from my phone these last few days, only because my mom's like genuinely freaking out. So 99.9% of my brain power has been keeping her from going off the deep end, because it's a little dark, and trying to remind her to talk to my dad mainly about fishing, because that's what he has to live for, and you want that to be at the forefront of his mind, in my opinion, because he just feel like he's already giving up a little bit and is already like in that state. So remind them that there is a lot of fish in the sea and a lot of fish that we haven't even tried yet. So on that note, happy trails. Happy trails indeed. I got that from when I was a kid. I used to steal my dad's beer and cigarettes and bring them to the homeless people with my guitar and serenade them. I was never shy. I could sing my little heart out, and really, really amazing stories, amazing people. And one day I was walking down an alley in the middle of the night, and this guy like just like jumps out of the bushes, and he's like, "Jaime," and I was like, "Holy shit!" He's like, "I have something for you," and it was a lunchbox full of records, and in that lunchbox, Buffalo Springfield, with Mr. Soul, and I was already aware of them, but I never heard the song Mr. Soul, and I'm really into it. It's just got a very unique sound for the time period. And then the other one that was like life-changing was Quicksilver Messenger Service, Happy Trails was the album title. And I can't remember if I can't remember if Fresh Air or Mona was on that album. However, the album was called Happy Trails, and it just stuck with me. And Peaceful Warrior, I dig the dude. I do dig the dude. And I think it's important to hear every and any theory on existence as possible. I really do. Everyone comes to different conclusions with the same source material, and no conclusion is wrong, and no conclusion, I mean, who knows? Who knows anything? But do like the dude. And on that note, happy trails, Peaceful Warrior. Please feel free to return. I am pretty much on it every single day, and for the last few weeks I've been trying to learn how to engage in what I deem like pretty much elite human heritage over here is learning to tie flies. I learn a little bit of both, but trying to learn how to make my own lures and stuff like that, and all are welcome, and please feel free to send anything that's interesting. It's the coolest planet we have. I probably will, because my mom's going to be staying at the hospital tonight, so I'm sure I'm going to be here for the next few days. I don't think I'm really shocked that she's able to stay there, but which is amazing. This is incredible. I know JFK does have an area, however they're a little bit more intense about it. You know, they do what they can, and but really cool that she's able to have herself hold night and day. So hopefully we'll know more tonight, because kind of in limbo, but understandably, I don't mind. And I could do anything, just keep busy. But definitely will be on tomorrow. Sorry for the runaround answer. Oh, I locked myself out of my Facebook page. I was trying to make it so like it all goes to one place, and tried to make it a personal page rather than a business page, but I don't think Facebook does that. That's just an Instagram thing. But I locked myself out of my cage. I locked myself out of my cage. Jesus. I locked myself out of my page. I shall check my messages right now, though, because I will be on this phone, I'm sure, for a while. I'm sure my mom is. It's on Do Not Disturb just because the ding is pretty constant. So I'm sure there's a lot of messages and probably a few angry ones like, your phone never works. But anyway, happy trails.